Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video we are doing a little duo of a haul. I got my May's polish pickup order. I got 10 polishes from that. And then I got my latest order from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This was from their May release. I think they had it for pre-order. Yeah, this was for their Tiny Tina's Wonderlands collection that they released. I also grabbed a couple of items that I had been eyeing and had missed out on the first round when they were released. So let's go ahead and take a look at these gorgeous polishes. Before we get started, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And the first polish that we're going to look at is from my May's polish pickup order. This is from Artis Nails and it is Forest Dreams. This one is a really beautiful soft purple loaded with shifting shimmer. This one shifts to gold and green with some blue as well on the edges. This is a gorgeous, more sheer polish. This is it in 3 coats. It is a beautiful soft color, kind of like an orchidy purple. I think the shimmer on this is rather freaking my camera out, but it's very beautiful. I love the soft shifts of that shimmer. This is definitely that type of polish that I will have to come back eventually and do some comparisons to, because I buy shimmer polishes quite a lot, but I thought that this one was very well done and very beautiful. So that was Artis Nails, Forest Dreams. The next one is from PCB Lacquer. This one is called Phenomenon and it is a magnetic. This is a gorgeous multi-chrome with a magnetic pole. It's also got holographic flakies in it. It is a beautiful polish. See that blue shimmer in there? I believe that is part of our multi-chrome magnetic pigment. So when you apply a magnet, you've got that blue shimmer that just pulls into that line. It leaves the base as that darkened plum with a very bright magenta flash, and those holographic flakies just pop. Very, very beautiful. This is it in 2 coats. I think on longer nails you might need a 3rd coat, but this looks really stunning. Again, you've got that deep base and that pull of that magnetic line reminds me of the Aurora Borealis. Just stunning. And again, I love those kinds of flakies. Those holographic flakies are a favorite of mine. So that was BCB Lacquer's Phenomenon. The next polish is from Bee's Knees Lacquer. This is Ride Together, Die Together. And this is, I believe, our first reflective glitter of the haul. This one was sort of up and down for me. I wasn't sure if I wanted to grab it, and then I decided that it would probably make an absolutely stunning polish for fall. The reason why I was hesitant about this one is the main reflective glitters in here are gold, and you've probably heard me say before that golds just aren't my absolute favorite thing to have in a polish, but I liked the rest of the components, and I feel that especially for a polish that you're going to be wearing in the fall or autumn, that gold would be very fitting, and it really does go well with the multi-chrome base that's in here. You've got shifts from red to magenta to different shades of orange and bronze. So it's a very beautiful shift in there. And again, what I like about reflective glitters in general is look at how twinkly they are. Even if you don't think that you're going to ever be in the specific lighting that the polish is going to completely transform, these glitters do have a very unique twinkle compared to any other glitter. They catch the light differently. They do reflect even in other kinds of lighting, not just in the dark in specialty lighting, although that is where you're going to see them the most. I find that they just add a beautiful twinkle in any lighting. And even when I was walking around my bedroom when I had one of them on my nails, you could see them flash in certain lighting. And when you had your overhead lighting behind you and you had your hand out like this in front of you up a bit, it would reflect just beautifully. So just a little mini thing about reflective polishes, but this is it in 2 coats. Look at that flare on there. On camera, it's showing up like a deep, almost like a berry tone. In person though, I'm seeing red and bronze, so this is going to be super, super shifty. And again, you've got those twinkling of the reflective glitters I'm definitely glad that I got this one. All of these, by the way, have a top coat on them. I used the top coat from Kiss. So one that I'm definitely glad I ended up getting, like I said, it was sort of iffy there, but glad I grabbed it. That was Bee's Knees Lacquer, Ride Together, Die Together. The next one is from Vanessa Molina. This one is called Glorious Sky. This is such a beautiful blue, loaded with flakies and shimmer. This is definitely one of the colors that I have to come back and eventually do some comparisons of. You've probably heard me say it before, but I grab this type of polish quite a lot. Everywhere from a soft baby blue to a mid-tone sky blue to a periwinkle like cornflower blue, all of those different shades loaded with flakies or shimmer or both. So I no doubt have quite a lot at this point to come back and do some comparisons of, but I had to grab this one. I had initially told myself I didn't need it, but I couldn't help myself. It's one of those polishes where I was like, I kept seeing more and more swatches and I'm like, you know what if it is just different enough from the polishes I already have that I would like this one more. So I ended up grabbing it. It is a beautiful polish. So this is how it looks in 3 coats. It is one of the more sheer formulas, but then again, this type of polish often is. That way you can see all of the goodies in there. What I love about this kind of polish is the warm tone shimmer and flakies against the blue. For some reason, that kind of color combination just really dazzles me. I really like it. So glad I did end up grabbing this one as well. And that's probably, this color family is probably going to have to be the first color family that I end up coming back and doing my comparisons of when I end up doing those. But this one was Glorious Sky by Vanessa Molina. Then we're on to another reflective. This is from Fair Maiden, and this is called La Dame de Feu. And this is such an intensely vibrant shade of blue. In the bottle, it's got a purple tinge to it. It is a blurple in the bottle, but on the swatch, it definitely leans more like a true, vibrant, almost neon deep blue, if that is a thing. I'm sure this kind of blue has a name, but I just can't think of it offhand, but it is absolutely beautiful. In the bottle, you've got these silver reflective glitters, and then look at that shimmer. It is a beautiful red to green to gold, and it is so vibrant against this deep, vibrant color. A very beautiful combination. Here it is again in 2 coats with a top coat. Just beautiful. And again, similar to the lighter blue, I love this kind of polish because it does a very similar thing. You've got the blue base and then a bright warm shimmer to add a beautiful contrast. Absolutely gorgeous. So that one was Fair Maiden, La Dame de Feu. Next up is one from Garden Path Lacquers. This is Take to the Sky. This is a very beautiful deep berry toned polish loaded with flakies that add a beautiful blurply contrast to this polish. Then you've got holographic glitters twinkling away. This is a beautiful combination. That shimmer does shift. You can see a little bit more red on this side of the bottle and then a little bit of gold and orange on the edge of the bottle. This is it in 2 coats. I was pretty happy with it in just 2. I don't think too many nail lengths might need a 3rd unless you have incredibly long nails, but this was beautiful and opaque in 2 for me. Again, I love the shift and the flakies in this one. Both flakies, the holographic and the iridescent. And Garden Path Lacquer is one of my favorite brands. I find that their compositions of the different ingredients that they add to the polishes are just fantastic. So that was Garden Path Lacquer's Take to the Sky. Then the next reflective polish is from Heather's Hues. This is also a magnetic polish. This is called Southern Lights. And look at the combination to this one. This is a very beautiful, deep, dusty blue, loaded with the magnetic pigment that is that multichrome. And then you've got flakies and those reflective glitters. Beautiful combination. When I saw the swatches of this, I believe this is the one that showed it magnetized and unmagnetized, and it looks stunning either way. This is it in 2 coats. Look at that. I love the tone of the base. It is almost a very deep blurple. It's sort of blue, sort of purple, almost a gray as well. So there's a lot of different colors that you can see, plus the warm magnetic pull and those reflective glitters. This is another very beautiful polish and one that's really unique to my collection. I think this will make a stunning fall polish. So that was from Heather's Hues Southern Lights. And then we're sticking with the reflective polishes. Here's one from KB Shimmer. This one is called Superior Sunset. And look at the combination on this one. The reflective glitters are again totally freaking my camera out, but you have beautiful reflective glitters. I think in this one it is red reflective glitters or magenta, and maybe even silver, so it could be two different kinds. Then you've got a beautiful base that is a very nice pinky purple fuchsia. And look at the shimmer in here. That is one of the things that really caught my eye about this one. You've got that beautiful purple to blue to green shifting shimmer in here. A little bit of gold at certain edges. Just beautiful against this gorgeous berry tone. Here it is in 2 coats. Again, I don't think anyone would need a third unless you have very, very long nails. This one was nice and opaque for me. Beautiful polish. Again, this does have a top coat on it. And I just love the shimmer in this against this base that's very unique to my collection. So another one that I'm really happy to add. I just can't get enough of this shifting shimmer. Now on camera, just to show how shifty it is, you're seeing green along the top. I'm seeing purple and aqua. Against the back of the base, I'm seeing green and purple and blue on camera. I'm seeing fuchsia in person with a pinch of green. So this is going to be very, very shifty. So I can't wait to get this one on my nails. I think this is going to be another one for the fall rack. Maybe the summer rack, but we'll see. Because it's not, I mean, when you swatch it, it's a bit dark for a summer polish. What do you guys think? But that was KB Shimmer's Superior Sunset. Then we've got one that is definitely coming out for the fall rack. This is from Sassy Sauce called Zion Sunset. And this is another combination of mine that I absolutely love. Orange and pink. For some reason, it just does it for me. I really think they go well together. And I'm very glad that I ended up getting this one. This is very opaque. I don't see anyone needing more than 2 coats. This is very, very opaque. You've got that rich rust colored orange and then a bright pink that just pops gorgeously off of that. Another one that's pretty unique to my collection. I think this is a dazzling color. I have been picking up a couple of colors in this type, and by type I mean the combination, so orange and pink, but the previous polish that I got had a completely different finish to this one. This one is a cream with a shimmer, and the other one that I had, I believe, had some holographic with some shimmer, but gorgeous, gorgeous polish. That again was Sassy Sauce Zion Sunset. And then the last polish is from Wildflower Lacquer. This is called Arctic Passage, and it is a magnetic. I am so incredibly happy that I got this. Look at that. So I knew this one would be beautiful, but I almost ended up talking myself out of it because it was such a subtle looking magnetic in some pictures. But that's what got me. That is what got me. You've got such a gorgeous shimmer against this beautiful blue. It sort of has some green in it, so it's a pretty unique shade. And then this is how it magnetizes. Look at that. Definitely not as subtle as I thought it would be. I really, really like everything that's going on in here. You've got some, I think, holographic particles in here, maybe holographic flakies, but just look at that shimmer. I just cannot get enough of that shimmer. I'm seeing the rainbow in it. Yellow, orange, pink, blue, purple. Pretty sure that is very, very close to the entire rainbow. Absolutely gorgeous. This is it in 2 coats with a top coat. Again, just incredibly happy that I did end up getting this. Beautiful, beautiful polish. Definitely one that I'm very excited to be able to add to my collection. That one I don't really see too many people needing 3 coats with. It was pretty opaque for me in just those 2. So that was Wildflower Lacquer's Arctic Passage. So those are the polishes that I got for May's Polish Pickup. I think that was one of the biggest hauls that I had for polish pickup in the last 6 months or so, I think. Most of the time I get around 7 or 8 polishes, so 10 was a lot for that month. So it was quite the month. Next up, we're going to look at the polishes that I got from Bee's Knees Lacquer. So most of these are going to be coming from the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands collection that was on pre-order, but a couple will be different. They will be from other collections that released previously. This one's actually a charity polish. The first one that we're going to look at is Queen Butt Stallion. This is a reflective polish with shimmer. And what I really love about this is that beautiful shimmer. You see green, gold, and red primarily, but I do see a little bit of aqua popping up at the edge of the bottle as well. You've got those silver reflective glitters in somewhat of a gray base. So this is what it looks like in 2 coats. Some people might need a third to reach full opacity, but I thought this one looked beautiful in the 2 coats here. And again, the shimmer is beautiful. I think this would be a color that I would pull out for my winter rack. Definitely a gorgeous icy color. So that was Bee's Knees Lacquer Queen Butt Stallion. And then the charity polish is this one called Sunflowers. This is her Ukraine charity polish. And I somehow completely missed the first release of this, but after the initial release, I started seeing pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, what polish is that? And of course, it was one that I had missed, but when she released the Tiny Tina's Wonderland collection, she did restock this one, so I grabbed it up, added it to my cart, and it is really, really beautiful. It is a soft green, so you've got green and gold and blue. You've got the silver reflective component in there as well. Look at the blue on the edge. This is going to be a super shifty polish. This is it in 2 coats. Mostly on camera, you're seeing a very intense yellow pop up in that shimmer, but in person, I'm seeing a mix between the green and the gold. So it's very, very beautiful. Again, I'm glad to finally be able to grab this one and add it to my collection. That again was Sunflowers. Next up is one of the shimmer polishes that released in the Tiny Tina Wonderlands collection. This is called Pyrosion. This was one that I was super, super excited about because it is a beautiful, juicy tone of fuchsia. Then you've got a beautiful shifting shimmer that I believe is very similar to the one that's in here. Yeah, so you've got mainly the gold on front, but then as you look towards the side of the bottle, you start to see green and aqua. It is beautiful. Look at there. That is that same blue that I was seeing in Sunflowers. And again, the juicy tone of this really caught my eye. This is it in 2 coats. I do think longer nails would require a third for full opacity. It is a shearer formula, being that it is a shimmer polish. But that color is just beautiful. So for a color like this, you could wear it over an undie if you wanted to save your polish and get full opacity with less coats. You could put it over something like, well, it's definitely a pinker color, but you could put it over Essie's Bachelorette Bash. That would definitely give you an opaque finish to start out with, although it is more of a pink than it is a pinky purple. You could also do, well, that would add a bright neon to the back, to the base, but this one is LA Colors Legend. Definitely would give you an opaque base to have the shimmer colors pop from. Ooh, actually this one would look nice. This is a very decent match. Orly's String of Hearts. This one was from, is it from the fall collection? Yeah, I believe it was their fall 2021 collection. I think this is a beautiful combination. I might have to try that. So you've got the deep but bright color from String of Hearts, and then the shimmer off of this would pop just beautifully. And I think the tones of them are really spot on. So that was Bee's Knees Lacquer Pyrosion. Then the next shimmer polish is called Seduce the Drawbridge. This kind of color has really been catching my eye lately. This sort of reminds me of like grapefruit lemonade. It is a pinky orange, full of shimmer. Just look at that. So beautiful. Now, if you were wondering how this compares to, oh goodness, now I can't think of the name of it. I Need a Positive Navigator. Here's how they compare side by side. Navigator's on the bottom, drawbridge is on the top, and they are different. Seduce the Drawbridge on top is more of a bright pinker leaning color. By comparison, I Need a Positive Navigator is more orange, and the size particles that are in here are different. You end up with more of a glass fleck in Navigator, whereas you end up with a vivid blurred shimmer on top of Seduce the Drawbridge. And if you want to see actual side-by-side swatches, I do believe Caitlin's Swatches did some comparisons when she reviewed this collection before it released. So that was why I ended up grabbing this one, because I was like, yes, they are not dupes. Okay, so here's how it looks in 3 coats. This one does maintain a fairly sheer formula because it is a jelly shimmer, but look at that intense shimmer. This one is absolutely gorgeous. I would probably end up coming back and wearing this over a color just to give myself a bit more opacity for the shimmer to bounce off of. I'm looking to see what I might have. Actually, that would work nicely. This one is from Trio Lacquer, and this is Quokka Selfie. I don't think this is available anymore because it did come out in the charity box last year, but I think tonally this would make a beautiful color for this to be over to bounce off that beautiful shimmer off of. So anything in that same color family, which is a bright coral. So that one was Seduce the Drawbridge. Now we're moving on into our purples. Is anyone surprised that I got 3? The first one is called the Dragon Lord, and this is a beautiful dark but vibrant purple. It is also full of multichrome flakies. Look at all the colors going on. Beautiful oranges and bronzes against this beautiful purple. Plus you've got the holographic flakies in here as well. Again, those are one of my favorite components in nail polish. And you can also see, I think, a shimmer in there, sort of like a red popping up there towards the edge of the bottle. This is it in 2 coats. I think some people might need a third to reach full opacity, but just look at how juicy that is. It is beautiful. I believe this is another one that's going to have to make it onto my fall rack. Really, really beautiful. So that was Bee's Knees Lacquer, the Dragon Lord. The next polish is another shimmer. Actually, the last 2 are going to be shimmer polishes. This is called Fairy Punch Father. I think this was one that I was the most excited about besides getting sunflowers. Every single shot that I saw of this from swatchers just had my jaw on the floor, so I knew I had to get it. It was a purple. I knew I'd love it in any case, but look at the shimmer in this one. It's got a beautiful, deep berry tone base, which from the bottle you cannot really see unless you eye it around the edges, but then all of that shifting shimmer adds so much color in the bottle that's mainly what you're seeing. So it's that aqua green to blue to fuchsia around the edges, which I don't think is coming across too accurately on camera, but I can see it in person, to a vibrant green on this side of the bottle, which again is probably not going to come across on camera. But this is it in 2 coats. This is another that I think longer nails would probably need a third for full opacity, or you could use a similar base color for your undie to use this over. But again, I love the combination of the base to the shifting shimmer in this one. Beautiful pop of that shimmer. You see green and blue very, very nicely. And actually in person, I'm seeing a lovely aqua against the side of the nail. Very beautiful. This one was definitely right up my alley, so I'm very happy I grabbed it. That was Fairy Punch Father. And then the last polish is one that was previously released that I hadn't purchased, and that was Curse You. This one came out in the Resident Evil Village collection. And I don't know how I missed this. I really don't. The only thing I can think of is it's possible that I thought it was similar to another polish that I already had, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Just to compare it to Fairy Punch Father, you can see that they have completely different shimmers. And the base to this one is much more pigmented. It is a bright raspberry loaded with that shifting shimmer. Almost like a multi-chrome shimmer. Look at all the colors. It's almost like a mood ring. Very, very beautiful. This is it in 2 coats. Again, I think some longer nail lengths might need a third for full opacity. But I just love this one. Again, you could come back and use this over a color that matched. That fuchsia berry tone could be another candidate actually for Orly's String of Hearts. I just have this sitting in my summer rack, so it's right there, but something along those lines would make a good base. Or you could aim a little bit more purple. I don't think I have any purples on my summer rack that lean this raspberry other than that one from Orly, but if you picked something that had this really rich berry tone, it's actually, I think on camera is coming across as more of a red, but you see that highlight there? That's the tone that I'm seeing in person. It's a really beautiful berry. But in any case, that last one was Bee's Knees Lacquer, Curse You. So there you have it. That was my polish pickup and Bee's Knees hauls from the month of May. Let me know down below which ones are your favorites, and if you got any of the same polishes from Polish Pickup or from Bee's Knees Lacquer. Also keep your eye out for my whole collection of my Bee's Knees Lacquer. Now that this order is in, I will go ahead and add these to my collection and showcase the Bee's Knees Lacquer as a whole. At this point, I think I have almost 150 Bee's Knees Lacquer to share with you guys, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in that next one.